Tuesday, August 25th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Let's begin with a look back at the numbers from yesterday. It was a pretty hot day across the region. 92 the high in Charlotte and Raleigh, 91 in Greensboro, 95 down in Columbia, 94 in Burlington yesterday. Hit 90 in North Wilkesboro, Winston-Salem, and Lexington. Down in the Charlotte region, low to mid-90s. In fact, 92 in Rock Hill, Gastonia, and Charlotte. 90 in Wadesboro. 89 in Salisbury and Statesville. These are 4:30 a.m. temperatures. A lot of 70s on the board across the Carolinas. Still pretty muggy, but drier air beginning to filter in from the north. Now, this is the radar presentation through the afternoon and then through the night as well. And as we've gone through the early morning hours, there's been these little showers that have developed. That's right along the cold front there. That's continued to slowly drop further to the south. There's the rainfall distribution since yesterday. Some pockets of pretty good rain. In fact, especially over here in sections of Rockingham County, or I should say sections of Richmond County, in and around the Rockingham area and points north and east of there toward Ellerby. Had some good rain totals where you had some amounts up over 1 to 2 inches or so in a few localized spots. So pretty good rain totals there with some of the activity over the past 24 hours. And again, up around the Triad area, had some bullseyes of over 1 inch here and there over parts of Davidson, Randolph, Davie, Yadkin, Surrey, and even areas just west of Winston-Salem in Forsyth County. Now again, this morning there's your showers, and this is just along the frontal boundary that continues to generate a couple of those showers this morning. That'll slowly continue to sag further to the south as we get deeper into the day. These are current actual observed dew points. Look at Huntsville down to 56 for a dew point, Nashville at 53. That's nice dry air. Still very muggy over most of the Carolinas, but watch the drier dew points take hold. Here we are by mid-morning. We see some 50s and 60s for dew points moving a good chunk of western and central North Carolina. Here we are by this afternoon, and notice that dry air just continues to take hold as we get into tomorrow all across the southeast. So much drier air moving in. Now, the exception being coastal parts of the Carolinas. This area stays relatively muggy due to the front, not really just surging offshore. Now, eventually we see those areas try to slightly dry out, but you notice the RPM modeling here keeps those dew points pretty high in the eastern Carolinas. And again, the reason is that front just not moving very much once it gets there to areas close to I-95. So we have a couple showers out there this morning. I think with time today, those shower chances will shift further to the south and east, as you can see there on the high-resolution modeling. So by this afternoon, it should be areas around I-95 and points south and east that have the chance of some additional showers or storms. There's your highs today. A lot of 80s across North Carolina. We get out to tomorrow, high pressure over the Midwest. The drier air continuing to filter on in here, and that process continues to some extent Thursday. Now, you notice some of the precipitation trying to work back toward sections of the central Carolinas on Thursday. There's some disagreement amongst the models as to how much moisture tries to return. For the time being, I have kept the forecast for the I-85 corridor dry Thursday and Friday, with maybe a couple of isolated storms on Saturday. There's your highs tomorrow afternoon in the 80s. All right, tropical update. Danny is gone. What's left of Danny? Just a little cluster of some thunderstorms approaching Puerto Rico today. But Erika was born at 11 o'clock yesterday evening with the 11 p.m. advisory. Let me show you the enhanced satellite imagery here on Erika. A weak tropical storm. And it's moving at a pretty good clip. It's also tracking a little bit further south of Danny's track. Here's the 5 a.m. advisory information on Erika. 45 mile per hour sustained wind. Located about 840 miles east of the Leeward Islands. And notice that motion west at 20. It's moving quickly. It's tough for systems to significantly strengthen moving at that rate of speed. So I don't think we're going to see any overly dramatic intensification of Erika in the short term. Here's the Hurricane Center forecast, though. Erika kind of bends to the west-northwest, moving near the northeastern Caribbean, similar to what Danny wound up doing as we get into late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. And from there, it heads towards the Bahamas. And the Hurricane Center has a strengthening to a hurricane this weekend as it moves toward the Turks and Caicos in the Bahamas. The spaghetti charts here, decent agreement, with a track probably north of Hispaniola and Cuba into the Bahamas. and then bending to the northwest from there. In fact, let me give you a snapshot of the European computer model. This is valid out on the 3rd of September. So let's see, that would be what, next Thursday morning. And actually, if you look at the higher resolution European model, this is the operational European. It has the barometric pressure down in the 940s with Erika at that point in time. Now, it does wind up bending. It looks like it would probably wind up bending just offshore, but that's something we need to watch for sure over the southeast coast. Anywhere from Florida up through the Carolinas late next week. We'll keep an eye on this. If Erika can survive its trek here through the northeastern Caribbean toward the Bahamas, and the atmospheric setup might be favorable for some strengthening at that point in time, early to mid parts of next week. And so this is something we're going to need to closely monitor in coming days. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.